Okay, this is a brand new stream. Let's see if anybody can hear me. I'm waiting for people to show up and tell me if they can hear me. Do I have audio? Do I have audio? Do I have audio? Do I have audio? Yes? Okay. We don't know what goes on with this software. I'm going to have to tell them, but I don't know what it is. All right. Anyway, we're doing the fourth pentacle of the sun today. And the fourth pentacle of the sun is used to find the truth in a situation. So if there's something that you want to know the truth about, you can think about what that is, and we can put that in here for you. But if that's not it, we just want the divine truth to be revealed. Not necessarily the gossipy truth, not necessarily the gossipy facts, but the divine truth. We want to see things with new eyes, and that's what this is going to be for. All right, so we are working some more color magic today. I have great news. I think I told you about this before. The alcohol markers that I've been using are extremely prohibitively expensive for most people, which is why I've always been hesitant to really promote them, because most people can't afford them, and I don't want anybody to spend money they don't have. Now, Ohuhu is the brand of the less expensive markers. They've been very challenging to use. Even though their colors are gorgeous, they just don't have a good numbering system. They've come out with a new numbering system, and it's a lot better. So you can see here YR11. So the yellow red is YR. The 1 is the chroma, is the color, the base color, and 1 is the saturation of that color. And so it's a lot easier to, now are you going to refocus? There we go. It's a lot easier to understand now. So I'm going to use 3, not necessarily from the exact same family, oranges, and I'm going to use 3 blues. And then I'm going to contrast those. I'm going to actually try to do my best to draw some of this on top of those colors using some Posca paints. And then we'll put our petition on the back using an orange pen, an orange brush pen. Okay? So hopefully you enjoy this. I don't know, do we want maybe just a little music in the background, and then I can actually narrate this time? How about that, so I don't just abandon you completely? Let's try that. The music gets too loud or not loud enough, let me know. If for some reason my mic drops out again, let me know as well. I don't think it's my mic. I redid all of my sound, so my mic is fine. It's something in this software. I don't know what it is, but that's life. We just deal with it. I'm not going to stress over it. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a background of orange in this outer circle and a background of blue in this center circle, and then I can switch it and I can use some blue writing on top of the orange and some orange writing on top of the blue. Maybe I should do it the opposite. Let's do the blue in the outer circle and the orange in the middle circle. I think that makes more sense. So I'm going to start with my lightest blue and just color this in. Now these alcohol markers always start out darker on the page than what they really are. So it's okay if it feels like, uh-oh, that's too dark. Sometimes as it dries, you'll notice a lot of it lightens up. But yeah, the Ohuhu, I'll put the link in the video description once I redo the video description of this video. And then when I make it into a short, I'll also put the link to the Ohuhu markers that I'm using. You can buy a very huge set of markers if you want to, or you can buy a smaller collection. They are about 1/5 of the price of the expensive Copic markers that I usually use. And the only reason I use those Copic markers, like I said, is because they're good, but I liked their numbering system. It was easier to keep track of the color relationships, and the Ohuhus were just not organized at all. You just never knew what you were going to get, and it was just too much work. Well, they fixed it, so yay Ohuhu. We love you. Thanks for that. Thanks, Ohuhu. Now, I haven't done a lot with the Posca paint pens yet, so I'm just going to be doing that because I like the way they look, so decided to play with them. I'm going to use a dark blue on the corners here. And remember, it's okay if it gets a little bit over your writing and stuff like that, because for one thing, like I said, it lightens up as it dries, and we can lighten it up when we blend it a little bit with the lighter marker. So far I'm just using these two colors. I may end up using that third mid-tone. I'm not sure we'll need it because this is such a small surface. We may not need that mid-tone. And then I'm going to put it on this side too. Now remember that blue is the complementary color to the orange that we're going to be using, and so that's why I'm working with it, because it pops. But if you wanted to use something more harmonic and less contrasting, of course you could do that. There's no rules. I'm not being very careful here. You could probably go a little slower than I'm going. But I'm just going to go back over it with the original light color here to blend it in a bit. And at first it looks like I'm making it darker, but I'm actually not. I'm actually blending it away and making it a little bit lighter. As it dries, you'll see. Now, if you're doing this with crayons or colored pencils, you can do the same kind of idea. It's just you're going to use layer after layer to get it blended the way you want it. You see how this has started blending away a little bit here? That's why you don't have to really worry. Oh, I better check. Are we doing everything okay? Everything sounding okay? Better check in. Okay, good. I get so into what I'm doing, I forget to check, and then I go on and on and on, and it's just like, okay, we haven't been able to hear you for 20 minutes. Okay, so that's fine for now. We'll maybe play around with this a little bit more later, but this is fine. I don't want to take forever. That's what the other thing about these alcohol markers, they're meant for quickness. They're not meant like as paints that you take forever. You're supposed to be able to just sketch something out really quickly. Okay, so I'm going to use this really, really pale orange, and I'm just going to color everything. Now, the thing about alcohol markers that I've found is that they work best if the surface is a little wet. So I like to wet everything down with my lighter color. You do end up using more ink that way, but I find it's a little easier for me because I'm not as accomplished of an artist as a lot of people are that can blend better without it being so wet, but I just do what's easiest for me. These markers were originally used by advertisers to just sketch out quick ideas to give to their clients to show. And so the whole idea of these was that they were meant to be very fast, which is great for this kind of stuff. That way, because these talismans, they last for a little while and then you throw them away. They're not meant to be long-lasting works of art that you frame. And if you do use alcohol markers for long-lasting works of art that you want to frame, they will fade, probably more than any other medium. So just be aware of that. They're not the very best things to use for permanent art. One thing you can do, though, if you like them, is do your permanent, whatever it is, whether it's a talisman or just work of art or whatever you're doing, and then just scan it and print out the scan. And then it'll last forever if you have a decent color printer. Otherwise, just use something else. I'm okay if it's a little cloudy, so I'm not getting too crazy about it. Okay, let's add a little of the darker. Let's go ahead and add some midtones here. I think maybe what I'll do is add some of these midtones kind of around that brush side, just to give it a little bit of pop. Just adding a little bit more color. Remember, in color magic, the deeper the color, the deeper the shade, the more manifest it represents, you know, more of a manifest vibration, whereas the lighter the shade, it manifests more as a non-physical experience of whatever that color represents. So that's the whole idea of that. And then I'll just blend this out a little bit. Just quickness. Especially on Wednesdays, because I gotta work. We don't have time for a lot of long streams here on Wednesdays. I'm gonna do maybe a little dark around here. Truth. No, the sun you can use for things other than truth, obviously. It's just what this particular pentacle is said to be designed for. But if you're working with the sun and with Mikael, you can use it for protection, prosperity, success. And truth is actually, for in my tradition, a little bit more a Jupiter thing, but that's fine. Divine qualities are not owned by only one planetary force. Let's take some mid-tone here. Just kind of blend a little of those hard edges away. Okay, and then we'll take our light color and just do another full-on coat here. The more you color directly over the darker, the more you're going to bleach it out. So you don't necessarily always want to go completely on top of the color, but maybe the edges a bit. Unless you want to bleach it out. That's another nice thing to do sometimes. They have a colorless, what they call a colorless blender, which is a misnomer. It's just a pen that only has the alcohol solvent in it. And you can use that to bleach out things, but it doesn't work to blend very well. But they call it a blender. Nobody knows why. going to try to get all my alcohol marker down first because I don't like to put the alcohol markers on top of the other media, whether it's Posca or colored pencil, crayon, because it gums it up. So we'll get this part done first, and then we'll add our little Posca. Again, try not to take too long doing this, because trying to demonstrate that it doesn't require that we do everything painstakingly. Just getting color down on the page is enough. If you don't have my free booklet on the Solomon Pentacles, you can download them. I don't have the link, but maybe the moderators have already put that on there, or will put that on there for me, because I can't remember exactly what the link is. But you'll get all of these that you can print out like this in gray, or you can just do them from scratch too. I have a few videos where I do them from scratch. I just tend to demonstrate like this because most people want to do it like this, because it's a little easier. I think I'm just going to stay with the same convention here. You can see how this paper is buckling a little bit. It's probably not my very favorite paper for alcohol markers, because it's not enjoying the it's not really enjoying the wet. I'm going to do one more pass with this mid-tone. Probably go around with the dark one more time too, after we blend this away. And don't worry about coloring over these symbols, because we're gonna put those front and center very soon. Just get this a little bit better. Missed a spot. Missed a spot over here too. Okay, let's just get some of this blended down a bit. Obviously not just thinking of the color, but what the color means. We're making a statement, and today it's all about truth, divine truth. Let the divine truth be revealed. And they say truth hurts. Divine truth never hurts. Any momentary sting that you feel with divine truth is extremely brief. That'll do. It doesn't have to be all perfect or anything. Okay, I think that's fine for our little base color. Now let's just get some of these Poscas going. We're just sort of experimenting because I don't really do too much with Posca. We could do this color, or we could do this color for our contrast. This is a bit dark violet. I'm not sure. Let's just get a little swatch of each of them. Most of you probably already use these. You just got to shake them up, and then you have to prime the tip. And it just takes a few minutes to do that by pressing down and gently, but completely. These are the brush nibs. They also have bullet nibs. I think these are a bit overpriced. I wish I had noticed that Ohuhu also makes paint pens before I bought these, but I already bought them, so we're using these. They come highly recommended, and I have used them before. There we go. Here's that one. That one might pop the best. There's nothing that says we can't use them all. I just like the paint pens just because, especially in an environment like this where I can't just have tons of art supplies everywhere, you don't need to bring out your solvents and your paint brushes and all that stuff. You don't need there's not tubes of paint, there's no palette you need, it just is all in a pen. But you're still painting, it's just acrylic paint. It's a little thinner than normal acrylic paint, but it works beautifully. Okay, now this is sort of matching what we already have there. So let's do this. Let's do some, let's do these in, kind of like in this dark one. Let's just do the dark one. See, I should have used, I could have used the nib point for this small stuff, but I didn't. So now it's just blobs. But Mikael knows what it is. Probably should have bought some of those little ones. That's okay. So we're gonna let that dry. It dries pretty fast. It's really not bad. Just sort of like doing a basic semblance of it. Oh, let's just do all this while we're here. But they do have those small little outliners that would have worked a lot better for this. That maybe I'll get some of those. They're just, like I said, they're kind of expensive. Maybe I'll try those Ohuhu paint pens instead. And then I can have an idea. Oh, what am I doing? Here we go. Not even being all that careful anymore because it doesn't seem to matter with this big old brush. Luckily, they do dry pretty fast, so I'm not going to be messing it up too much like I tend to do sometimes with paint. Getting my hand all over the painted stuff. Love how I'm not even taking any care whatsoever. They do work well. I mean, as far as the color on top of this alcohol marker, love it. A little messy. Okay, let's see. Should I try a different paint pen for all these little Hebrew letters? Or should I just go for it? Let's just go for it. Ooh, it got hot. Turn on the air. Hold on. I'm going to just do it as carefully as I possibly can. I picture Mikael having a very good laugh right now with my big brush trying to do Hebrew. Good enough for little theater, as we used to say in community theater. Okay, let's do our petition for the backside. Well, that is drying the rest of the way. Oh. What's the size of this? 4 inches, okay. Something like that. Oh, actually, this is dry. I can cut it out. Okay, good. Scissors. Oh, hang on a second. I need my scissors. I'm just gonna cut this out so I can put our petition on another piece of paper, because this has got a lot of bleed through. It won't be quite as messy as the front of the talisman. It is kind of cute though. I like the idea of it. I just need to get those Poscas or paint pens with smaller nib. That brush is good for some stuff, but definitely not for lettering that small. Live and learn. All right, let's just see. Oops. I'm going to cut this a wee bit smaller. It doesn't need to be a perfect circle or anything either. But I am going to just act like we're being neat. Draw some lines in here. A little bit neat, somewhat neat. Okay, I've got a regular pit pen. Oh, I could have used the pit pen. What was I thinking? I could have used a pit pen on top of those for the Hebrew. Oh well. I didn't. Look at this. This would have been so much easier. It's just India ink. let's do this in Theban script. So the petition is, let's see, what do I want? The petition just says, Dear Angel Michael, please reveal divine truth in all parts of my life. Thank you. And then sign. So here we go. Let's put this away. Dear just Theban script, keeping it easy today. Angel almost running out of room. I'll make it work. E. Oh. L. God, I can't stop being messy today, no matter what I do. It's all right. Michael. E. Please. Reveal. Divine truth. So divine. Truth. G. R. Remember the U and the V are all the same. U. T. H. I'm just going to say in my life. And this is for everybody. In my, we have another one of these like that. Life. Oops, what did I do? God, what a mess. It's okay. It's the messy one today. And then Ariel. And I'm just signing it for everybody, but you can be in here if you want it. I. E. L. Now don't think that messy petitions don't work. They work just as well, sometimes even better, than really neat, perfect talismans. So some of the most effective magic I've ever done is a little messy. all good. What matters is that you're rolling your sleeves up and getting yourself into it, making it happen, making it work. Nobody's going to come correct your work. Okay, here's our little talisman. Put a little pentacle down here. Take all this out of the shot. Clean it up later. Now, I do have some orange blossom perfume. I guess I should pull this back just a wee bit so you can see the whole thing. This happens to be from Panier d'Essence, but any orange blossom works. Any solar perfume works. I'm going to put this on the back so we don't speckle it too much. Or sometimes the speckling is okay. Let's just do it, just so it can show you. It may not speckle. We'll see. Sometimes as it dries, it'll speckle just a bit, which is not a bad thing. And it won't speckle the Posca, though, because the Posca is not alcohol soluble. Now, don't worry that we didn't get all of the Hebrew perfect because of the Posca pen. Michael gets it. It's all fine. All right, now we're going to burn a candle. Of course, I'm just using an LED because I don't burn candles in this space very often. And I'll just leave this candle on here for the full hour or more, and then I'll turn it off and I'll save this until the next new moon, and then I'll destroy it. But anybody who's in with this talisman, feel free to reap the benefits from Archangel Michael of divine truth in whatever area of your life or all areas of your life that you need it. All right, let's see if we have anything. Question was... Okay, here we go. I printed the seal in gray. I printed the seal in gray and then drew over it. You can draw it. Sometimes I do draw it from scratch, but when I'm mostly just trying to demonstrate the color magic of it, there's just not enough time to do it all. So it's a little easier, but also it shows you that you don't have to make it from scratch if you don't want to, but we do make them from scratch. Can I get the seal in the booklet? Yes, all the seals are in the booklet. What works best for seals, talismans, paint, or water-based markers? You can use anything you want when you're coloring them. You can use anything you want. I used alcohol markers and Posca paint, but if you wanted to use water-based markers, you could do that too. That's fine. Or you could use watercolor paint. You can do anything you want. Does Ariel have any videos on the alchemical marriage? I don't, but that's a great suggestion. Thank you for that. Would you work with Jupiter for reinforcing laws? You know, I would work with Jupiter also for divine truth. The only reason we're doing this for divine truth is because that was what the intended purpose of the pentacle was when it was first presented. So we're just honoring that. But yeah, I would tend to use Jupiter. I would, but that's fine. It all works. I mean, like I said, not one planet owns a particular divine principle, so it works just fine. All right, great questions. Thanks for joining me today. I hope it was a lot of fun for you. And we'll be here with a nice lecture tomorrow. We'll have a Witch's Rosary on Friday. We'll have a Psalm spell on Saturday and another lecture on Sunday. And thank you so much to the amazing moderators. Today we had the lovely Diane, I Am Her Eminence, Shirley, Dre, I think Minerva was in there. All right. Thank you so very much for joining us today, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. Much love and many, many blessings.